Chicago Bears at the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are favored by 1.5 here. 4-4 Cardinals going against the 4-3 Bears. Bears with the disappointing loss last week against the Commanders. I usually don't get into the touchy-feely stuff, but
you think this was a morale blow?
We'll see. For people that lean into that stuff, does that matter? Does that matter? And then Arizona, again, my caveman analysis on Arizona. I mean, it's the same every single week. If Kyler Murray and those special playmakers if they play special every week,
Yeah.
Like Dan Orlovsky yesterday, it was like Kyler Murray playing top 5 ball. My initial reaction is
this week.
Yeah, like 3 times so far this year. That's been true.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's been top 3
right.
type of ball. Maybe top 1 at his best. But bottle that up, and can you do it every single week? We haven't seen that consistency from Kyler.
So, yeah, I mean, jumping ahead to my pick, I'm going to end up picking the Bears simply because they've done it twice in the last 2 weeks, and there's no way he's putting 3 of them together.
It's regression
Yeah,
here.
there's just no way he's stringing 3 of them together on the bounce.
On the touchy-feely side, we have Tyrique Stevenson celebrating mid-Hail Mary with the crowd.
So was he celebrating or taunting?
Taunting. I mean, he's taunting. Not celebrating. He's taunting.
I've seen it. There hasn't been a consensus on that. Like
I
I've seen it
he's taunting
posed
fans.
both ways.
I think he's taunting fans.
Okay.
It's just talking smack with fans. I mean, that happens all the time. Players.
Sure.
Just not during plays.
Yeah.
Usually not during plays.
It is funny how late into the play he was still facing in the wrong direction.
And I've seen the point, too, like, well, he still got his hand on the ball. Like,
Yeah.
With that, does it actually matter? But it's more
It's the optics. It's bad.
It is the optics.
Yeah.
But, like, if he was in a better position, if he was in a better headspace, would he have batted it down instead of back? That type of thing. That's still a fair
I tend
question.
to think actually that part of it probably helped him. The fact that he had 0 time to think about it, like that's probably why he got his hand to it, because it was like, oh no, yeah, and it was just nothing but instinct. It's just that it ended up getting made look even worse by the fact that he's the guy that ends up getting tipped. But like you look at the play, the receivers are on like the 30-yard line, and he's still facing the wrong direction. Like they're full sprint at the 30, and he's still looking at the crowd. It's wild. I wonder, I've seen people calling for him to get benched for that. Does another corner come in this week and Tyrique Stevenson has to suffer?
I mean, Anthony Richardson got benched presumably for quitting on a play.
Right.
Tyrique Stevenson for ignoring half of a play due to lack of awareness.
Yeah, didn't quit on it. Simply was unaware it was taking place for a while.
I like that you kind of lean to it. It's actually impressive that he got back into it and got his hand on it.
Yeah.
Good instincts. Maybe that's who he's just an instinctual player.
I think there's a lot to that from the cornerback position. The less you think, the better. I mean, I'm not the only person who have had that thought. There was a train of thought for a while that you want essentially the dumbest corners you can find, right? Guys that score in the single digits in the Wonder League. I want the stupidest player I can find at the cornerback position because that's all instinct then. I don't want him thinking, ever.
Just react.
Like Woody. Thinking's overrated. Just do.
Then you have a guy like Richard Sherman who, granted, he played in the same scheme all the time, was just all about reading route concepts.
Now I'm
genius from Stanford. And
yeah, to be clear, I don't endorse that as a concept wholesale. I do think that there's importance to thinking. But I do think that a lot of your best plays occur when you have no thinking time and it's just instinct overriding whatever your brain is doing.
Woody Johnson's a quarterback. Just don't think, just do.
Just do.
Just do.
Natural corner.
Just he's a natural. Wonder if he's got a single-digit Wonder League. Oh, no. Strike that from the record for when I'm interviewing for the Jets GM job this offseason.
No,
please.
that's the talk truth to power. That gets you in.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah. No, the billionaires respect that.
Radical candor?
Yeah.
They like that?
Mm-hmm. They haven't been challenged like that since the Reagan administration.
You think David Tepper rewards radical candor?
Maybe not all billionaires. Certain billionaires, I think, would respect that.
Eric storms into his office with some truth bombs. And
Listen,
he's like, hey, I appreciate that. You might be in line for a promotion.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's pressed a button that's having his car crushed outside.
The car crusher. This is going to be a great show, I think. So as happens a lot.
Back to the game.
Battle of number 1 overall picks.
Yeah. And interestingly, so coming out, Caleb Williams was compared essentially to Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Having seen a little bit of this operating in the NFL, I'm actually surprised that he didn't get more Kyler Murray comps now that you think about it. Like, he's actually playing quite a lot like Kyler stylistically, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely something to that, including, I think, the high end of Caleb Williams, which I don't think has been unlocked yet, but I think the high end might look a lot like what Kyler's does.
Yeah.
Where, again, I'm not trying to take anything away from Kyler Murray, but like he made 2 or 3 throws last week that may have been the best throws of the week. He doesn't do that every week, but like when he does, it's incredible. That could be what good Caleb Williams really does look like, is there are these high-end games where it's like, wow, spectacular 3 or 4 plays. How do we create that consistency every single week? I don't think we've even seen that yet from Caleb Williams. We've seen incremental growth, and I think it was a little bit of a step back last week, obviously, against Washington, where he was 4 for 13 heading into the fourth quarter.
Good end to the game.
Yeah, he settled down, and it was much better. I will say in this one, Chicago's defense has been fantastic. They were good again last week. They gave up the Hail Mary. That was it. I mean, the Bears' defense continues to show up. Arizona's defense, I still have zero trust in.
Right.
So for all that, you already said you're going Chicago. I'm going to go Chicago as well in this one. And Harry is also going to take the Bears as underdogs here in Arizona.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of our video.
For more great content, click here to subscribe and here to watch another video. We'll see you again soon.